Hello, my name is Mike. Some of you might recognise me from Bereavement Cafe. I'm one of Sharon's helpers. It's September 2020, the time of COVID. And it's a beautiful September's day, and the 7-year mark has just gone past when my partner Jane died. So I just want to talk briefly and reflect on my grief journey, as we call it these days. It was pretty awful, I will say that. Jane's death came not as a great surprise. She had motor neurone disease. But I think the cruel thing about being a carer to somebody who is your partner who eventually dies is that being a carer brings you even closer to them. And also being a carer to such a rotten disease as motor neurone disease creates an identity for you which is lost also on the day that your partner dies. So I didn't just lose the woman I loved, I also lost my identity that day 7 years ago. I wouldn't pretend that the grief has been an easy process for me. It's been a rotten process. But I think the good news for anyone out there who is in the early stages of a bad grief is, at least from my perspective and given my experience, there is light at the end of the tunnel. It does get better, but it can be a very long process. And one thing I wanted to talk about briefly was that when I was bereaved, I read a number of books. There aren't many books, but I read a few books, and they're mainly sort of American. I read books which are a bit scientific, not hearsay type things. And one thing that they stressed was the importance of doing what's called grief work. I know it's a terrible Americanism. And grief work is putting some effort into creating a new identity for yourself. It's about putting work into creating some new activities, some new friendships. And when I read this, it didn't make that much sense, but in retrospect, I think I understand it now. And what has happened is I can look backwards now at my memories of Jane and before are in one little compartment, but my recent memories of the last 7 years, very happy memories about all the new things I've done and all the new friends I've met and made and my new experiences. So just keeping this very brief, my little message to everyone who has been recently bereaved is go out and work at it. Accept invitations to events. People are very kind when you're bereaved, and accept their invitations. Even if you don't want to go, do go. Do think about taking some new things up. Do think about just getting out and doing things. Create those new memories. Create that new identity for yourself. Ultimately, it'll be what makes you better, so to speak, from your grief, to get rid of that pain. There are no tablets you can take really to get rid of that pain. You need to work through it. I can say that 7 years later, you get told this, and it is true. I can think of Jane, I can think of the times we had, and I can think of them very happily now, whereas I couldn't in the aftermath of her life. It was pretty awful. So that's my message. Work at it, create some new memories that you can look back on, create a slightly new identity, and eventually there is, as I said earlier, light at the end of that tunnel. Thank you for listening.